Joseph Crudup Show. Welcome to the My Show. Today is Friday, May 3rd, 2025. Tomorrow is the last day of May. Last night in Game 5 at Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks have forced the Pacers to go to Game 6 tomorrow night after they beaten the Pacers last night. It wasn't that pretty. Not though it was a tight, intense battle. They battled to the end, and they're going to be winning. Hopefully, they'll go on the ball to force them to go to Game 7. That will be tomorrow night. Let's hope so. And yes, you have to say it about Tyrese Halliburton and the rest of the guys, Chewbacca and Tyler Pacers game. Think again. This time, it's not going to be pretty. And it's not going to be interesting. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for tomorrow. We got a lot of players out there struggling. We got a lot of Pacers players out there struggling. And that's Spike Lee's is right. And I'm right. We want the Knicks to win to force them to go to Game 7. Let's just go to see what happens here. What went down on last night on the NBA. Now it says this. Let's go to this. We all know about the Thunder going to the NBA Finals for the second time. First time since 2012. And yes. And guess what? I couldn't even tell what is going on. So now we got the New York Knicks are doing something, and that's what they're doing right now. At Madison Square Garden. Things are so happy. They are very happy that the Nets beat them. Now, they turned the tables. And here's what went down last night. Guys, I can just tell you something. The drama for the Knicks Pacers team is definitely not the charts. This drama in Game 5, they survived that elimination. And it says this now. The Nets have shown love and they absolutely showed it that they can make history for real. But now let's go to this on the MSN. Says this now. The Nets have make. So I gotta say this now. This showed they absolutely had a chance to make history versus the Pacers, and they actually did. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Try to make history. And yes, it says now, could the Nets beat the Pacers again and force them to go to Game 7 since last year? Like they're going to Madison Square Garden this time, and they're going to force the Pacers to go to Madison Square Garden since 1994. We're going to find out tomorrow night. And yes, it has. It's going to be bound for real. If the Pacers lose, they will be forcing to go to Game 7 if they win. But if they win tomorrow night, then that's okay. That's all right. Man, I had to sneeze. But anyway, excuse me, folks. But I'm giving a little bit of like the history here between the Knicks and the Pacers. Now the question is for the Knicks. They are going to be doing this. They're not giving up. They're down 3 games to 2. And you know what? They're going to be right on track. If they keep this up, if they beat the Pacers tomorrow night, if they force them to go to Game 7, and if Game 7 concludes, and if the Nets win in Game 7, they're going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. And think about that. This whole stuff is just like, this could be a drama for them. It says this is going on. All this going on the list. But they finally got through it. Now we go to this. Now, Towns delivers big game on Bruce's knee as a new lineup finally clicks for the Knicks in Game 5. Now, Carl Anthony Towns was uncensored to play Thursday because of a bruised left knee, according to the New York Knicks injury report. Given the situation of Knicks face, Towns knew all along he was playing. Now, Towns said that he looked at the game and it said Game 5, do or die. That was pretty much all I need to see, Towns said. The All-Star delivered 24 points and 13 rebounds, helping the Knicks beat the Indiana Pacers 111 to 94 in Game 5 to stay alive in the Eastern Conference Finals. Towns was hot near the end of the Pacers' 130 to 121 victory on Tuesday that gave them a 3-1 lead in the series. He was able to finish the game, but he was knocked for happening after the knee-to-knee collision, and the Knicks had listed him as questionable to play Thursday. Knicks coach Tom Turnbull said early yesterday that Tom's availability would be a game-time decision. Towns had carried the Knicks to their long win in the series by scoring 20 of his 24 points in the fourth quarter of Game 3. On Thursday, he followed Jalen Brunson's strong start by scoring 12 points when playing the entire season quarter. The Knicks stuck with their starting lineup that deepened in Game 3, with Towns moved to 4 and Mitchell Robinson started at center. Robinson replacing for Josh Hart in the first unit, with the Knicks hoping his rebounding and defending would help slow the Pacers down. The Knicks haven't really started well in either of the first two games with big lineup and gave up 43 points in the first quarter of Game 4, but Indiana barely surpassed that in the first half Thursday, when New York led 56 to 45 as the Knicks finally avoided the early holes they've been falling into. Bronson said that, we knew we had to do something, Bronson said. We had to. It's win or go home. Robinson finished with 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Now it says this. Now, let me ask you this. What will the Knicks do when they force the Pacers to go Game 7? Can they slow them down? Let's just hope so. Can they slow the Pacers down? Let's just hope so. I said it before and I say it again. This whole Knicks team will be ready, and they better be ready because they're gonna beat the little heck out of the Pacers, and they're gonna go into Game 7. They're gonna force them to go into Game 7. Whether you like it or not. Game 7 at Madison Square Garden is on June the 2nd if necessary. It's on Monday. Hopefully we're gonna see all this coming up. Hopefully we're gonna see everything that comes up and it's gonna be how we will like it or not. Now the Knicks fans, Spike Lee, and the rest of the whole game, those celebrities here in New York are going to see, well, we're going to beat the Pacers, and we're going to Game 7, and we're going to win the Eastern Conference champion, and we're going to go to the NBA Finals. Because the Donner is waiting. They're the number 1 seed in the NBA. That's for sure. That's going to be on. It's going to be on. It's going to be on. But this rivalry between the Pacers and the Knicks team ain't done yet. They're not done yet. For real. It's going to happen here on Game 6 if the Knicks beat the Pacers, they'll go to the finals. But if the Pacers beat the Knicks out for 6, they're going to the finals to face the Thunder. So that's what's going to happen. So we just have to wait and see tomorrow night in Game 6 in Indiana. Now, what was going to go down? What could happen for sure? Well, let's just say this before. I said this before and I say it again. This is the town Pacers team that will be choking. That will be choking. And they're going to be forced to go to game number 7. Now, we all said about Thunder, the Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder, on their way to the NBA Finals. And they're all in it. They punched their ticket to the NBA Finals. And that is what needs to be done. But yes, it has. And it really has. So now it says this. So now I can say this right now from the bottom of the heart. The Oklahoma City Thunder is ready. They are waiting. They are waiting. They are waiting. But it will be in the NBA Finals. It will be on June the 5th. So now it says this. So I can say this right now. But hey, it is what it is. So like I said, we're in the contender bounce just anyway. But the Cavaliers, but I can say this one thing: the Pacers and the Knicks is a war, folks. It's a war for the Eastern Conference Finals. So whatever it is, for real, but this whole team, the Knicks, will be ready. They will be ready for tomorrow night in Game 6 to beat the Pacers, and they're going to be forced to go to Game 7. If the Knicks wins, we'll go to Game 7. But if the Pacers win, that's it for the Nets. And there will be no more for the Nets until next season. But they're going to get better. Once it gets on, it's going to be better. But we're talking about Game 6 tomorrow night. The Nets has to win to beat the Pacers to force them to go to Game 7. They have to beat them, Law. They have to beat them. The Nets are going to Game 7. Hopefully, they can work things out. They can work things out for well, for sure. They can work things out. And Spike Lee, if you listen to this on the Joseph Crudup Show, hey, I'm rooting for the Knicks. Stephen A. Smith, yeah, yeah, I'm talking to you. Going to root for the Knicks for well. So anyway, it's time for me to go. I'm rooting for the Nets for tomorrow night. And I will see you then next time. Until then, have a great weekend. Check me out on TikTok. Check me out on YouTube. Subscribe. And hope you had a great weekend. Until then, take care, everybody. Peace out.